Hello, my name is Sela Trana Zahra. You can call me Sela. I'm from Management Class M2. What is management? Management is essential for an organized life and necessary to run all types of management. Good management is the backbone of successful organization. Managing life means getting things done to achieving life objective, and managing an organization means getting things done with and through other people to achieving its objective. Whether management is an art or science will continue to be a subject of debate. However, most management thinkers agree the some form of normal academic management background help in managing successfully, positively also. Our university graduates it's the research for including business degree program in all academic institutions. Management is a set for principles relating to the function of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, and the application of his principles in harnessing his financial, human, and informational resources efficiently and effectively to achieve organizational goals. Contents show definition of management. My management thinker have defined management in her own ways. For example, Van Vliet and Peterson define management as a set of activity interested in the efficient and effective utilization of resources in the pursuit of one or more goals. Megginson, Mosley, and Petrie define management as working with human financial and financial resources to achieve an organizational objective by performing the planning, organizing, lending, and controlling function. Greatness definition of management. Management is a problem-solving process of effectively achieving organizational objectives through that even as of scarcity resources in a thinking environment. According to F.B. Taylor, management is an art of knowing what to do, when to do, and see that it is done in the best and he pays why. According to Hortons, management is an art of getting things done through and with the people in formally organizing group. It is an art of creating an environment in which people can perform an individual and can so operate toward attainment of group goals. A leader, his certain inherent quality and trait which assist him in playing a directing role and wielding accompanying influence with others. Leadership is an integral part of management and plays a vital role in managerial operational. Hill management is an integral component of financial as well as social process. The practice of management is as old as human civilization. However, the study of management in a systematic and scientific way as a distinct study of knowledge is only of French origin. Management in some form or another is an integral part of living and is essential. However, human efforts are to be undertaken to achieve desired objective. The basis ingredient, ingredients of management are always at play. With her, we managing or live our own business. For example, let us look at the managerial role of a simple housewife and how she as the managerial ingredients in managing the home. First, she appraises her household and its needs. She foresees the needs of the household for a period of a week or a month or longer. He takes stock of her resources and considerations of his resources. She also management as a sensation since she plans organize her resources to obtain the maximum benefit out of her resources. She monitor and control the household budget, budget and expense and other sensitivity. In a larger household, she divides the work among other members and coordinates her activities. The encourages and motivates him to do her best in completing her activity. She is always in search of improvement. Mention goals, resources, and means to attaining his goals. His ingredients generally are the business function of management. Management can be divided in detail in the following categories: management as a process, management as an activity, management as a discipline, discipline management as a group, management as a session, management as a art, management as a profession. The concept of management is as old as the human race itself. The concept of family itself requires the life be organized and resources of food are apportioned in a manner so as to maximum the utility of as resource. Taking proper steps to safeguard the family from attacks by wild animals, planning on where to go fishing and hunting and home to go with organizing he group into hive and hunting the fishing pen. Her hive give direction and so on are also the ingredients of management and organization. A study of various people around the world show good example of organizational structure and organizational evolution for the years. A vegan open market in a trip and a large department store in a modern city service the same needs in a similar fashion. This is putting thing together the people needs. Here, the regular organization is simple in natural. The modern organization is much more sophisticated and complete with many mind, technology, informational. However, the basis of management and organizational structure seem to have existed since the beginning of organizing human activity. Even the record history shows the application of some shared management techniques as far back as 5000 BC, when the ancients some rates possess written record in existing governmental operation. The Egyptian pyramids, Will and Aureli as 3000 BC recreate the organization of rough of over 100.00 workers. It would be natural to assume that all functions of modern management, namely planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, played a significant role in the construction of his monument. Similarly, the early civilization of India bore witness to organized living. Management as a system is not only an essential element of our organized society, but also an integral part of life. When we talk about managing our life, managing life is not much different for managing an organization, and this art of management he been with us from time immemorial. Just as a well-managing life is much better organized, goal-oriented, and sensible. Good management of an organization makes the difference between the success and the failure of the organization. Perhaps the importance of management as likened by the lead prince that of the United States John V. Kennedy when he said that the role of management in our society is critical in human programs. It serves to identify a great net of our time to improve standards of life for all people through the effective utilization of human and material resources. Similarly, Prote V. Drucker, not management authority, his emphasizing the importance of management to social living. He proclaimed nearly 25 years ago that even effective management was coming be main resource of developed nation, and that it was the most net resource for developing nation. See also advantages and disadvantages of management by objective. MBO, a manager job is highly crucial of the social of any organization. The more complete the organization, the more social is to the manager role in it. A good management makes things happen. The importance of management in any organization with seized by Professor Leonard R. Silas in his defense to the group of management development socialists as follows. We must find way of sufficient social as a whole and household train managers in particular, that the real leadership problems of are essential, the getting things done, the implementation, the evolving of a concession, the making of the decision at the right time with the right people is where the shun is. Also, although we as a society haven't learned to give much credit to manager, I hope we can move toward recognizing that managerial and leadership jobs are amongst the much critical tasks of our society, as should the develop the professional status that we give to more traditional field of knowledge. Here are basically 7 primary functions of management. These are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, or controlling. The controlling function comprises coordinator, reporting, and budgeting, and hence the controlling function can be broken into his three respective functional, based upon his 7 functional. Luther Glick shined the word. First, the core, which generally represents the initial of his 7 functions. E, A, P stands for planning, O for organizing, S for staffing, T for directing, CO for coordination, R or reporting, and P for budgeting. But planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling are widely recognized functions of management. Management function 1. Planning. Planning is future-oriented and determines an organization direction. It is a relation and systematic way of making decisions today that will affect the future of the company. It is a king of organizing operations as well as corrective insight involves predicting of the future as well as attempting to control the event. It involved the ability to foresee the event to harness action in the long run in the future. Planning. Peter Drucker has defined planning as follows. Planning is the continual process of making process entrepreneurially decision systematic and with possible knowledge of her future. Organizing systematic the approach needs to carry out this decision and measuring the result of his decision against the expectation through organization and systematic feedback. An effective planning program incorporates the event of both external as well as internal factors. The external factors are hostings of resources, but capital and material generally economies trend as far as interest rates and inflation are concerned. Dynamic technology advancement increases governmental regulation regarding company interests and talks international pollution, pollution, poli- potential informants. 8. The internal factors the F planning are limited growth of opportunities to saturation, regrading the surface, changing patterns of the workforce, more complete organizational intruders, the situation, the decentration. 2. Organizing requires a formal structure of holding and the duration and fall of such of as authority or with work substitution or devin are regan and coordinating so that a part relates to the other part in on it and so held manner so as to attain the rebate objective. See also managerial roles organizing, according to Henry Fayol. To organize a business is to profit in with everything as full or its functional raw material tools, capital and personnels. As the function of organizing involved the intermission of activity that need to be done in order to reach the company goals. Assigning his activity to the proper personnel and delegating that necessary outwardly to carry out this activity and coordinate and so even manner involves the therefore that in the function of organizing is concerned with identifying the text that must be performed and grouping him whenever necessary, assigning his text to the personal hill, defining her authority and responsibly, delegating this authority to these employees, establishing a relationship between authority and responsibly coordinating this activity. 3. Staff. Staff is the function of hiring and retaining a quotable workforce for the interface both managerial as well as not managerial levels. It involves the process of recruiting, training, developing competential and evaluating and maintaining this workforce with proper incentive and motivation. Since the human element is the most vital factor in the process of management, it is important to read the personnel. According to codes and autonomous managerial function of staffing involves mining the organization's structure through the proper and effective sufficient operational and development of personnel to fill the roles designated in the structure. This function is even more important since people different in her intelligence, knowledge, and skill appreciates potential continue and attitudes and the complaints the function. Hence, management must understand it indication of the test initial operation components, the sociologist and psychologist structures of the workforces. For the resting function is concerned with leadership, communication, motivation, and suppression, so that the application for perform their activity in the most efficient manners possible in order achieving the desired goals. The leadership element involves issuing interaction and guiding the subordinates about products and methods. The communication must be open but wide so that the information can be passed on to the subordinates and the feedback given for him. Motivation is very important since highly motivation people how actually performance with less induction for superiors. Suppressing subordinates would not hold light to continuous program reports as well as role the suppressor the, that the duration or being properly carried out. 5. Controlling. The function of control consists of host activities that are undertaken to ensure that the event do not deviate for the pair arrogant pants. The activity consists of establishing standard of work performance, measuring performance and comparing it to his set standard, and think corrective action as and when needed to correct any deviation. According to Kant and O'Donnell, controlling is the measurement and correction of performance activity of subordinates in order to make sure that the enterprise objective and plan is desired to obtain him as being complete. The controlling function involves establishment of standard performance. B. Measurement of actual performance. C. Measuring actual performance with the determined standard and finding out the deviation. D. Taking active action. His fifth function of management are closest interrelates. However, he function are highly indistinguishable and virtually unrecognizable on the job. It is naturally thought to part as function separately into focus and dealt with it. About Sonia Cookridge. I'm a mother of a lovely kid and an event technology company and management relating topics. Hold a degree in MBA for will now management called in India. After completing my postgraduate grounds through to start a website. Her can see management related concept with rest of the people. Relate post the hottest job in business management for 2022. The hottest job in business management for 2022. Money management. 1-1 for single parents going it alone. Money management. 1-1 for single parents going it alone. What is vulnerability management? Implementation of vulnerability management. What is vulnerability management? Implementation of vulnerability management. Management as an art. Management as an art. Management as a sentience. Management as a sentience. Importance and factors of sensitivity management. Important and factors of activity management. Race 4. SARS 4. Search for search is a purpose. This is a purpose. This at transpose. A component of communication process how to fit in the time being the youngest appliance 4S and 7 C's of communication. What is audit? Notebook. What is attitude? For function of attitude. 10. Difference between business component, communication, and generally communication top for international recruitment. Method. The author's job in business management for 2022 bilateral mistakes. Call on here's zone rare sport this at much post nature and shop of management group decision support system. Tips of leadership. Tips of decision support system. Miscalculate heroes of net tips in risk management process. What is crisis? Tips of crisis. Takes of negotiation skills. Supply high management system. 11. Common leadership styles. Top road post like Tyler. Principles of management. Henry Pyle. Principles of management. Maslow. Net. He reads Thor. Understanding matrix mechanics. 7. S. Ramaward. What is human resource management? Strategies of negotiation. Division of management. What is management by objective? Ray for men's tour of motivation trending post. The Boston Consulting Group matrix. What is management? Functional and level of management. Tips and basis in communication. Burst. Source of motivation. Admits equate. Tour factors and importance of planning expenses. Tour of motivation. Benefits of time management. Product and operation management 2022. Management study. All reach servers.